Hi everyone, I'm going to tell you a story today. The teacher was deceived by the students in his first time in class. He was so angry that he taught them a lesson with a gun. A film that makes students obey. Fact Jew Goat. The story begins as the male protagonist Zeki Muller, a robber, finally had been out of prison after 13 months, turning the page in his life. He had buried the stolen money beneath the ground. But unexpectedly the new gymnasium at the Gohte Gesamtschule had been built here. Without money to repay the debt, Zeki could not avoid being beaten. The boss let him stay in the bar for a few days. But his intention was to apply for a job at Gohte school. By that way he would have a chance to dig a tunnel to get money buried beneath the gymnasium. How could a man with a criminal history like him get into the education system? Zeki deliberately pressed the warning button. All the applicants were scared to death, leaving him alone. The principal found him to be quite handsome, so she recruited him as a substitute teacher. Next time bring all the papers, the salary could be $2,000. However, the students here didn't seem to be easy to deal with. Zeki was also a gangster, and no one could get in his way. A student dared to smoke, and he immediately went over to put the cigarette in his palm. A trick to scare off the kids made the dedicated teacher, Lisi, shocked. In the evening, Zeki visited Miss Lisi, secretly putting the medicine into the coffee cup. Taking the chance, Zeki copied her diploma. Hearing that her roommate was returning home, he quickly pretended to sleep with Lisi, successfully deceiving the girl. On his first day at work, he wore glasses, throwing in a few cans of beer. A single girl like Lisi couldn't have a boyfriend like Zeki even in a dream. When Zeki arrived, he saw the female teacher jump down from the second floor. All the red liquid in the bottle was flowing out. She couldn't accept a student like this in school. Perhaps she had to choose this extreme way to end her teaching career. The students in this school were all beasts. The students in class 10B were the kings of the beasts. But this class was assigned to Miss Lisi. She began to teach students seriously. But the students in the class considered her as a joke, using all kinds of vulgar tricks to tease the teacher, disrespecting Miss Lisi. When Miss Lisi turned on the faucet, water immediately splashed out. When she could finally lock the hose, she immediately found a towel to clean the face. But the towel was full of black coal, burning all over the face. The foolish game made the students laugh like a drain. She tried to open the door and leave. The cake was still covered in her hand, it really stank. After the principal knew about this, she didn't sympathize with Miss Lisi's plight at all. She even said that if Lisi couldn't handle, she would get fired. Zeki began to dig the tunnel in his free time. One shovel was worth $80, the money was buried near there. The excavation work was now in progress. At this time, Miss Lisi discovered that her diploma was stolen. She went to the principal's office to check Zeki's diploma and she found out it was exactly the same as her diploma. She angrily came to Zeki, but Zeki picked her up. Zeki agreed to take the charge of the devilish 10B class to help her. Lisi forgave him. Zeki boldly entered the classroom, opened the closet, and the students' play recurred. Teasing with black liquid, the butt and the chair stuck together when sitting down. Unable to pull it out, Zeki angrily got into the car to leave. But an explosion of the black swan feathers made him extremely poor. He couldn't stand it any longer. The second day, Zeki brought a gun to the classroom, shooting at the students truanting. A student who wanted to climb the fence to escape was also shot by him. This way was really effective, making students obey. Over a few days, because he couldn't repay the debt, Zeki was kicked out by the bar owner. While moving, he carelessly broke the windshield. Water got into his car, cold raindrops flowed down his face. He had no choice but to go to Miss Lisi's house to stay. It must be said that this rugged guy with the tall body was very attractive to women. Miss Lisi said that he just needed to make these kids improve. Then he could stay for free for 2 weeks. In the swimming lesson, he appeared as a heart-burning man, getting all the students into the water. A disgruntled student kicked him in the stomach. He immediately used violence to defend. These students were all punched by him, leaving there. Miss Lisi was very worried. Unexpectedly, the student's family called to thank Mr. Zeki. Only this way would make their son obey. Ms. Lisi said, as a teacher, she must adhere to the professional ethics, pulling the student off the brink of depravity. Zeki said that Miss Lisi was young, hence too simple. She was so young, so innocent. The work of digging the tunnel at night took place quite smoothly. Zeki had been digging quite a bit. He and Miss Lisi helped out the students with the drama together. This made the traditional teacher Lisi fidgety. Zeki asked what everyone wanted after all. A student said his wish was to become a drug dealer. Even if he had to be dependent on welfare later, he still didn't want to study at school. So he took these bizarre kids to see how frightening their dream was. Seeing the horrible lives of drug dealers, these kids were also scared. Seeing that dependence on welfare was also unendurable. After the field trip, the teacher Zeki invited them to eat tacos. These freaky kids couldn't wait for the red light. Zeki encouraged the students, saying they were the rare witches studying for 10 years. If they worked hard, they would graduate soon. They believed him and rescued some technology teachers who were bullied, and also started to study hard. Zeki also appreciated the play, letting students use their own words to freely practice and perform Bora's play. At night, Zeki dug up the paper Lisi hid in the ground. A sheet of paper about her beautiful wishes, becoming a patient and hardworking teacher, finding an honest boyfriend, traveling everywhere, in the spring flowers bloomed, giving birth to a child. Zeki recalled when he was a child, he was falsely accused of stealing money. then dropped out of school. He was so angry that he broke the glass with his hand. The old story could not be reversed, but the person coming was still worth waiting. Seeing the simple younger sister of Lisi could not receive the love of this boy, Zeki stole gas on the way, driving her to the bar, changing herself to be more beautiful. When she returned, taking a walk on the street, she attracted the eyes of that boy. The magic experiment of the technology master was inspired by that freak class. Zeki was busy with students all day, and at night was busy digging the tunnel. In the periodic assessment, Zeki was rated as the most hardworking teacher by the students. But Miss Lisi, who always tried her best, was not rated so. Even being rated as the most despicable teacher was fine. Was she herself invisible in school? Why could even Zeki be commented? Zeki said probably because he had a way to understand the students. To prove this, at night they took the bizarre students to draw on the train. They would die if they were detected. The staff ran out to chase, everyone ran so fast, as if they were flying. Through this experience, the two of them grew closer together. By the next day, the students got along very well with Miss Lisi. Indeed, to win the love of the students, first she must mingle with them. After that, when they practiced outdoors, Miss Lisi was accidentally injected with a stimulant. She felt too hot and immediately lay on the ground. Zeki brought her back. She still had no way of controlling herself. The dog by their side was so scared that it ran away. A serious problem was discovered. To ensure Miss Lisi wouldn't be kicked out of the school, Zeki invited the principal to the house, kissing Miss Lisi in front of the principal. Passing the principal's examination, after digging for half a month, Zeki eventually found the place where he hid the money. From now on, he could live a carefree life. The man was so emotional that he burst into tears. He took the money to pay the debt first, and even gave his friend a little extra money. The students behaved better, and the play took place smoothly. To help Lisi's sister to flirt with that boy, Zeki deliberately put drugs in the drink of the boy's girlfriend. Makes her keep vomiting and unable to play the role of Luo Pugh. Lisi's sister had successfully replaced, starting performing that she had died. I Also Died was a great play. Finally, their play won a prestigious award. Zeki showed the principal the invention of the technology teacher. Then there was also a little bit of praise. On the other hand, it was no longer peaceful as Miss Lisi had a class in the gymnasium. What's going on here? When Miss Lisi pulled her out, she found a big hole. This was the tunnel Zeki dug, and it was about to be filled up. Everything was on Zeki. Miss Lisi knew that Zeki had been in prison. His purpose of going to school was just to dig a tunnel to get back the money. She slapped Zeki in anger. Their relationship was broken from then on. The students who understood the situation immediately claimed that they had dug the tunnel. They all hoped Mr. Zeki could return and continue to teach them. Because only Mr. Zeki understood them, making them improve. The friend brought a bag and a letter. Zeki said actually he had taken that money long ago. He just didn't want to leave, so he had been with them until then. He gave Miss Lisi the rest of the money to repair the gymnasium. Her friend said that only Lisi could change Zeki. If she didn't care about him, he would rob the bank again. Miss Lisi decided to bring Zeki back. The principal saw class 10B sitting quietly to take the exam. She couldn't believe her eyes. With the help of the technology teacher, Miss Lisi contacted Zeki when he was preparing for a bank heist. They wore the masks. 3 friends came to give him a hand. He finally quit this job of robbery. Holding the hand of the little boy, learning to wait for the red light. Step by step forward, Zeki came home pretending that he had been arrested. Miss Lisi confessed to him in tears. Putting on new clothes, riding the bicycle to school. The principal had already known all the truth. If class 10B had high results, then the principal's reputation would be 10 times higher. Only Zeki could change those weird students. But he hadn't graduated from high school yet. How could he teach the kids? The principal immediately stamped for him, so that he could graduate from high school. This movie is Gohte, talking about the man who came out of prison suddenly became a teacher, successfully changing the worst class in the school. The story also honors human value.